This is the Robert Burns Memorial Garden in Stonehaven. It's looked after by the Stonehaven Fatherland Burns Club, and it contains a number of plants that are associated with Burns's poetry and his songs. Also, there's a bust here. The bust was carved by Ghosty Bob, otherwise known as Robert Taylor. He was named this for his carving of gravestones. It's actually a replica of one that was in his garden. An American had seen it, ordered it, but never collected it, and eventually was given to the council and placed here. Clochnahill Cairn lies beside the main road running south from Stonehaven. The poet Robert Burns' father was brought up here, and William, together with his brothers James and Robert, left the farm. James ended up living within Stonehaven, whilst Robert ended up living down in Stewarton in Ayrshire, and of course William ended up down at Alloway. From the farm at Clochnahill, the Burns family in the Glenbervie area were also associated with the farms of Brawlinmuir and Bogjorgan. Present-day Glenbervie Parish Church and its new cemetery are not the burial sites of Robert Burns' relatives. They are to be found in the Old Glenbervie Cemetery, which is centred around the ruins of St Michaels Kirk, which became the Douglas Aisle. The Old Glenbervie Cemetery had become very overgrown. It was only with perseverance that Burns's relatives from Stonehaven managed to find the graves of the great-grandfather and mother and the great-grand-uncle and aunt. The gravestones were in poor condition and were on tabletop tombs. At one point they were even encased in concrete. However, a committee was formed and money was raised, and an enclosure was built that protects them from the elements. The burial site of Burns' grandfather had never been found. However, the grave of his great-grandfather, James Burness, and his great-grandmother, Margaret Falconer, have been found and are in the enclosure. He died in 1743, aged 87, whilst his wife died in 1749, aged 90. The following lines are on the gravestone. Although our bodies worms destroy, our reins consumed be, yet in our flesh and with our eyes shall our Redeemer see. Their son Thomas and their granddaughter Margaret are also buried here. Also within the enclosure and in better condition is the gravestone of his great-grand-uncle, William Burns, who died in 1715, and his great-grand-aunt, Christian Fotheringham.